Hello there, it's Q4 and full year results time for VolitionRx. I'm joined as always by a number of the executive team, starting with President and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Cameron Reynolds. Cameron, it's great to hear from you today. Let's start by talking through some of the key messages from 2023.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you everyone for joining us today. There's quite a few key messages over all of our pillars. I think it's been a very strong year on contracts being signed in UQ Vet, and we expect the ramp to really pick up through the second half of this year. Now that Fuji has signed just very recently, they have over 12,000 vets in Japan, and a lot of which are covered by Fuji Vet. And also, of course, Antech are about to launch the in-hospital test, which has been many years in development. So we're very excited about that. Our other pillars have been very encouraging as well. Of course, the UQ Nets. We've done a lot of work to get the large amount of data needed to get partners interested in licensing. Also, of course, last year we met with the FDA in a Q-Sub, and I believe we have a very clear path now through a 510K. UQ Discover, as we talked about, is growing strongly, and we've got close to a dozen institutions using our technology. So very encouraging from the platform. And then, of course, last year we announced our potentially very strong breakthrough in circulating transcription factors, and that has gone very well. We've got a lot of attention from the people we wanted to get it from. Now our team is working very hard to get that next level of data, to get the level of contract we expect to get in and out licensing later this year. And so we'll have a lot of news on that over the coming few quarters as well.
Thank you very much, Cameron. Stay right there because we'll be coming back to you for the general look ahead. But next, it's time for the all-important numbers, and those are going to come from the Chief Financial Officer, Terig Hughes. Hi, Terig. Talk us through the financial highlights.
Hi, Nick, and great to see you again. I'm pleased to report solid progress on the revenue front, with total revenue for 2023 growing by 153% to $775,000. Sales of the UQ Vet cancer test grew by 194%. And in 2023, we supplied kits and components for over 58,000 UQ Vet cancer tests, 5 times the number in the prior year. Additionally, revenue for UQ Discover for 2023 was $300,000, 107% growth over 2022. So solid progress in vet, and we expect revenues to accelerate in 2024 with Antech and Fuji both about to launch and a growing pipeline for UQ Discover. As expected, operating costs increased in 2023, primarily the result of increased research and development expenditures, mainly reflecting the costs of our US clinical trials for sepsis. And in Q4, we completed a rationalization project and identified annualized savings of approximately $2 million, including a reduction in our overall headcount.
Okay, so let's round off the financial report for this year. Where does that leave you cash-wise?
Well, I'm pleased to report that we ended the year with cash and cash equivalents of approximately $20.7 million, compared with $10.9 million at the end of 2022. This reflected $13 million in milestone payments from Heska Corporation, now an Antech company and part of Mars Pet Care, one of the largest pet health companies in the world. Additionally, in Q4, the regional government bodies of the Walloon region of Belgium committed additional funding of approximately $5.5 million. And so with that said, I believe that we are well placed to execute the plans the team have in place for 2024, and I look forward to providing further updates throughout the year.
Thanks very much, Terig. Time now to go over to Japan following the announcement of yet another supply contract. Dr. Tom Butera is Chief Executive Officer of Volition Veterinary. Tom, always good to see you. What's the news from Tokyo?
Well, thanks, Nick. It has been an unbelievably exciting time here in Tokyo. We are attending, the Volition Vet team is attending the World Veterinary Cancer Congress, where we have hundreds and hundreds of veterinary oncologists and associated oncology team members attending this conference. So it's extremely exciting. The exposure to oncologists is terrific. And we have just recently launched with our Fujifilm Vet Systems colleagues, the new Q-Vet cancer test in Japan, which we are absolutely delighted with. There are over 12,000 veterinary hospitals in Japan, and Fujifilm has a 90% penetration with them. So their exposure, their commitment to working with us as collaborators, and their commitment to making this a highly successful launch is something that we're really looking forward to in 2024 and beyond.
And Tom, 2023 really was a breakthrough year for Nu.Q Vet. What were the highlights as far as you were concerned?
Well, we've had a great year again working with our IDEXX colleagues in the US and continuing to learn more and more from them and them from us about the additional things that we can provide a better test and better connection with our veterinary colleagues. We had the honor to be able to launch our test in multiple countries in 2023. We are now currently in the United States. We're in the UK and Ireland. We are in Portugal. We are in Taiwan. We're in Italy. And now we are in Japan and growing with more to come. It's really important for the audience to understand this is a new test. This is a new concept. And our veterinary colleagues need to understand and be educated how they introduce this dialogue into their conversation with their pet owners when they come in for their annual wellness tests. So we are continuing to spend tremendous amount of educational time with our colleagues, in particular our GP audience, in educating them to that point. The other thing that we also continue to encourage them with is it's a very affordable test. It fits very easily into their preventative care profile, which again is part of their annual wellness test. And we consistently encourage them, keep the test affordable, keep the margins down, because the opportunity to test millions of dogs is there. Their margins should be respectable, but at the same time, low cost, so that the adoption of the test has very few obstacles to adoption from a pet owner's perspective.
So great work from the team, Tom. What's coming up next?
Well, Nick, I'll tell you, the 2024 has been extremely busy for us so far. We attended VMX in Orlando. We attended Western Veterinary Conference in Las Vegas, had the opportunity to meet hundreds and hundreds of veterinarians. And we are extremely excited about completing the tech transfer of our Nu.Q Vet cancer test onto the LightDeck platform, which is the Element I+, the in-house diagnostic, which is going into and is going to be available in veterinary hospitals in early April. So the ability to have a fast, under 8-minute test right there as part of the wellness test for our doctors to use for cancer screening, where they can speak to that client right away, is an amazing accomplishment for both LightDeck, Antech, and Volition Vet. So we're absolutely delighted about that and really look forward to a significant uptick in the test over the course of 2024 going into 2025.
Thanks very much, Tom. Keep up the good work. And next, I'm delighted to welcome the new Chief Medical Officer for Volition, Dr. Andy Retter. Andy, welcome, and a big congratulations for joining the team.
Thank you very much, Nick. I'm really excited to be joining Volition at such an exciting time.
Well, okay, shall we start off with Nu.Q Nets? What were the highlights in 2023, and looking ahead, what are going to be the milestones in 2024?
So 2023 was really about establishing our presence with a number of centres of excellence in the UK and the EU. Moving forward, that work is carrying into 2024, which is really all focused on delivering our clinical utility data. We've got a number of studies moving forward to show how H3.1 works in the real world. We're working with a German SEPNet group from Jena Hospital, and we're working with UMC Amsterdam in a large cohort of patients there as well. Pulling all that work together, we're really excited to show data at this year's European Society of Intensive Care Medicine meeting in October.
And I appreciate you're not yet fully in post, but what's the update on the early cancer detection breakthrough?
So that was really exciting, novel. and hopefully transformative methodology that came through from Volition last year. We were really excited to announce our discovery at the European Society of Oncology meeting, and we've got more work coming through and more studies, and we'll provide an update at the European Society of Medicine Oncology meeting this year as well. And the team have been really busy on working on more studies, on more data, and they've been to specific conferences on prostate cancer, lung cancer, and liver cancer, with conferences on bowel cancer to come. To sum up, the exciting thing with both technologies is bringing DNA technology together to enable early diagnosis, monitoring, and reviewing progression of patients to improve outcomes worldwide.
Well, as I said, Andy, you're very welcome to the team. Let's go back to Cameron now. Cameron, a very busy end to 2023 and a start to 2024. Just finish by talking us through the milestones for the upcoming year.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. And firstly, I'd just like to say what an honor it is to have had Andy Retta agree to join us. As I said, he has a tremendous options in what he can work on, and having his enthusiasm for what we do as part of our team with his tremendous level of experience and connections is really quite humbling. So yes, so the highlights that we talked about, I think vet side, we sold 58,000 tests in 2023, and we expect it to really pick up through the second half of this year when Antec and Fuji have really launched. And as we talked about, we're really focusing on getting everything as cash flow positive as possible, as soon as possible, get as little dilution as possible as we really get all these things coming through. So keep an eye on us. It's going to be a very exciting year, and hopefully this is a year we really hit the straps on commercialization and change gears from a company of very good research and groundbreaking intellectual property to a company of a very wide range of very successful products.
Well, thanks very much, Cameron. We'll be keeping a close eye on the progress of Volition in 2024 and beyond. Thanks very much.